So, are you a new dog groomer? Did you just start grooming or did you just start grooming your dog at home? Well, we all know that this could be a very intimidating career. So, let's talk about it in this episode of the Grooming by Rudy podcast.
You're listening to the Grooming by Rudy podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. If you don't know who we are father and son dog grooming duo with over 55 years of combined experience. And the purpose of this show is to teach you as much as we can about dog grooming. So welcome back to the show. We appreciate each and every one of you. And my name is Rudy V, and along with my son, Anthony Ray. And Ant, you were telling me earlier that you had a dream or something? What's going on with your dream? It affected you.
Yeah, I've had and it's recurring. I'm
Really?
getting sick of it. It's. I don't know if any of you guys, let us know in the comments if anybody else has experienced this dream before. But every couple of months, I have a dream where I'm back in school, and that part's no big deal. It's that I'm back in school and I've completely forgotten where to go and what to do. I don't know. I don't remember my schedule. I don't remember where my classes are that I have to get to. It's ridiculous. And it's such a stupid dream to have. You'd think it oh, cool, dream being back at school. You're hanging out with your buddies again and stuff like that. No, it's just me standing in the hallway. I forgot my locker combination. All my stuff is in there. I don't know what class I have to go to. And the dreams always take place in my head as I was just here yesterday. Why can't I remember anything? It's so stupid.
It sounds horrifying.
Dude, it's intimidating, to say the least.
It sounds like probably when you really were in school.
Yeah, it feels like first day of school back when you were a kid, but if any of you ever switched schools, you know how scary that was. And it really sucks to be sleeping and have that kind of a stress dream. And then I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom, and then I go back to sleep, and it's the same thing. It's like, dude.
Oh, that's funny. The horrors of forgetting your combination. You know, you can't get your books for your next class.
I know where that part of it comes from, because that really happened to me my senior year in high school. The way our high school worked where I'm from is if you did those important classes in your first 3 years of high school, you didn't have to take them your senior year. So my senior year, I didn't have math. I didn't have a language. I didn't have a science class or anything like that. So we had our schedules filled with what were called elective courses, where it was you could take marketing or C++ programming, the fun stuff, TV video production, which I took all 4 years because I love TV video production. So my senior year, I didn't need my locker at all year, but I had it. And at the beginning of the year, I think you needed to take a literature English class all 4 years. So I took my English book when I first got it, and my teacher was really, really cool. And by the time we were all seniors, we didn't really do any work. So I put my book in my locker at the beginning of the year and never went back to it the entire year. And then at the end of the school year, they're like, oh, yeah, no, you need to give that book back. Otherwise, you're in major trouble. And I'm like, I'm graduating in 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't know what my combination is. I haven't opened it since September. So that part of the dream is where that comes from, me not forgetting my locker. But, me not knowing where to go was dude, man, I switched schools in my life once, and it was scary, but I figured it out. It wasn't, a big part of my life as far as, I don't know where to go. So why do I have this recurring dream? It's real. And last night was the college version of it.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't even high school. It was college. So I really didn't know where the hell to go.
Yeah. Wow. That really does. Well, it sounds like, first of all, it sounds like you had a really easy senior year.
Oh, it was so easy.
So that's cool. But yeah, that definitely does sound intimidating. That's scary. That's a nightmare.
Yes, it is a nightmare. It feels like a nightmare because you have this fear the whole time. You're going to get in trouble. I'm standing in a hallway when the classes are going on. And the college version of this dream, which I've never had before, and I don't even deserve this. I dropped out of college after my first year. My psychology professor laughed in my face when I showed up to take the final exam. That's how bad it was. That's how little I was even in class. He was my psychology that's true. My psychology professor actually met me at the door and said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, it's fine. It's final exam today." He goes, "You could get 150%. You still failed."
Still fail.
I said, "Oh, I guess I'll take off then."
I guess I raised you well.
You raised me to be creative, so here we are.
Yeah, exactly. I raised you to kind of do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, right? So yeah, not to live in the confines of things. So maybe I did raise you well. I'm actually proud of that. So yeah, good thing. But so yeah, intimidating, right, guys? If you started dog grooming, right, and you're new to this, right, we know what you feel. Okay, I remember that feeling when I first started dog grooming, and maybe you started dog grooming because you love animals, you love dogs, right? This is what why people tend to start you, and maybe you worked for a rescue group, or you're used to handling them, or maybe you have a lot of dogs at home, and you decided that, hey, you know what, why not try this out? So you decided to take it to the next level. And if you did decide to take it to the next level, you know how scary it could be, because you are working on a live animal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when you're working on live animals, injuries can happen all the time. Doesn't always even have to be your fault. But you'd have to be careful with negligence. You don't want any injuries happening when you're working with live animals. And the pressure of that is astounding. It's one thing working on your own dog, but working on somebody else's dog is a whole nother level of responsibility. So that's also very, very scary. And clients tend to be very aware of that risk too. So on top of dealing with a live animal, where the responsibility is all on you, and you're feeling all of that, also you're dealing with a client who's really, really nervous about it too, because they're now trusting somebody who they don't know 90% of the time with their animal, and animals are family members. So it's extremely intimidating. It's extremely scary and risky. It's a very hard job.
Yeah, especially when you first start out, guys. So, you may truly, truly love animals, but sometimes loving animals and loving dogs is just not enough, okay? You really do have to learn. You have to learn this process and learn how to groom. You have to be good at handling them safely. Just picking a dog up, you have to learn how to pick a dog up, okay? Because you're going to be picking dogs up a lot. And, that in itself could be a huge challenge. Dogs are nervous. Especially when you bring them into a grooming shop, you're taking them out of their environment. You have to learn kind of the psyche of dogs. You have to learn how to kind of size them up and calm them down right away, and reassure them that they're not going to be injured or hurt in any way. So again, that's just another part of starting out that you kind of have to overcome and learn how to do.
Picking dogs up and handling dog, and I'm good at it. If I'm good at anything in dog grooming, I'm good at picking up dogs who are over. I do a scoop method when their back is good, for the younger pups, but who might be a little bit more heavy set. You don't want to put all that pressure on the stomach. Like, stuff like that occurs to me. So I'm really good at picking dogs up, but picking dogs up, it's still so challenging, because it could go a few different ways. You got puppies, right? Squirmy puppies that just don't. You ever been? It feels like you're getting kicked by a bunny. Like, it just, like, and where they get you, where it really, really hurts, is when you're about to place a dog in the cage who's actually letting you carry them around, and at the last second, he bunny kicks you right in the stomach because they're trying to help you by jumping into the cage, and that kills. It's a huge challenge just handling dogs. Older dogs have they can have bad backs and stuff, so you have to be very, very careful how you handle those. And aggressive dogs that's kind of like the worst. I'd rather have a squirmy puppy who I'm juggling through the air, but at least I know I could always take a knee and the dog's not going to fall on the ground. But with an aggressive dog who doesn't want you anywhere near it, it becomes impossible. What do? You have to maneuver the dog. You have to handle the dog. This is grooming. It would be great if the dog could just sit in the corner and that's it. But you have to be able to put your hands on the dog. So that's a whole nother challenge in itself. Handling dogs can be a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So if you are just starting out, okay, and you just started dog grooming, and you're feeling intimidated, one of the things that you should really do is a good teacher, right? So let's say you're learning off of somebody. Let's say you're learning at a dog grooming school. A good teacher is never going to give you a really hard to handle dog up front or an aggressive dog right away. And if they do, then you know what? Find another teacher because that teacher does not have you in mind. Okay, so a good idea is to just start off with lower maintenance, easier dogs. Okay, like short coated dogs, labs, golden retrievers. Just get used to handling them, like we're talking about, picking them up, handling them, putting them on the table. You know, putting the any restraints that you need to put on them, a loop is what I'm trying to say, and start off by doing ears, nails, brush outs, baths. But again, a good idea is just to start off with easier dogs. Don't start off with hard to handle dogs.
That's key, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, starting with easier dogs is so important. The easier a dog is to work on, like you were saying, like those short coats, like labs and stuff. Um, the more confidence you're gonna have in yourself if the dog is a bath, you're brushing it out, you're not really using scissors a whole lot. Talking specifically about like the short, flat coated dogs. Those dogs are no dog is easy, but those are the easier ones because they're not very technical groomings. That's going to give you a lot of confidence. And the more confidence you get, the more practice you're going to get because you're not going to be as timid going into your next grooming, and you won't have as much of a fear of the whole process. And the more you get to know a couple of dogs, the less afraid of like getting bitten you'll be,
Yeah.
which is that's a whole nother level of fear in this business is getting bitten.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anthony says it right. Because if you get bitten bad enough right up front, guys, you're really going to question whether you chose the right profession for yourself. I have seen people get bitten severely right off the bat. And not only do they not want to become dog groomers, then now they're just totally afraid of dogs because they got bitten up so badly. So definitely you want to do the easier dogs. Maybe you have that flat coated, friendly golden retriever. Work on them for starters. This way, you know, you become more confident, like Anthony said, and it actually allows you to become more practiced. You know, you need to work on a dog that lets you do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and if you do get bit, like sometimes I've been bit, and when you get bit, it feels like did I do something wrong? If the first thing that comes across your mind is did I hurt you? Did I do, because some dogs will just bite out of like fear or getting hurt, and they'll snap at the air. So you feel like guilt right away and fear, and I've been bit. I've been bit in the face before.
Jeez.
I got bit.
It's terrible.
You know what's funny too? Half the time, not even at work. I get bit out in the world for some reason. My buddy's not golden. My buddy's German Shepherd attacked me once. I was standing outside his house, and they didn't realize that I was out there. They let the dog out, and the dog was very aggressive. So he took a nice chunk of my leg. That was fun. But I've been bit in the lip by a pit bull that was having a false pregnancy, and I was just showing it some love, and we were at a birthday party, and a balloon popped, and it scared the dog, and the dog just kind of gave me a little nip, and just, oof.
Yeah.
That was rough. But yeah, so biting, it happens, and you have to figure out a way to handle it. Whether I was at work or I have been bit at work, but not as bad for some reason as the ones out in the world. I was bit by a Cairn Terrier once while it was kissing me. Wasn't really a bad bite. Might have just been a love nip, you know. But it was. You have to handle it. And what happens is it's just going to increase your fear, and you're going to question what did I do? What do I do now? How do I process this? And you're going to start doubting and being like, do I stop doing this altogether? And you just really start to question if it's something that you want to do, because getting bit it's like bombing on a comedy stage, where it's almost like when you're in that profession, it's going to happen at some point. So the best you could do is just be as good of a groomer as you can and try to avoid it, because it doesn't have to happen often.
No, and also, like if you if you're not practiced enough yet and you're just starting out, and you have dogs that will try to bite the clippers as well, right?
Yeah.
So if they're trying to bite the clippers and you're not seasoned enough as a dog groomer, you may not be aware of that, and if they bite down on the clippers, they can gash their mouths open, and now you have to explain that to the client. And these are things that you kind of want to avoid early on in your grooming career. And again, like Anthony said, they do happen. Okay. But just to recap, you want to just be able to allow yourself enough time to become practiced, because along with all of that is, you also have equipment. You have to learn how to use the equipment. So aside from the emotional part and the connection part and the handling part, like, you have to learn how to use scissors. You have to handle the scissors. You're handling a lot of things all at once. It's not just connecting with the dog. Once you connect with the dog, now you have to become more practiced at using your equipment, using your clipper, your dog nail clippers, spraying down cool lube. You have this whole other side of it, where just like a baseball player, practices playing baseball, like you're throwing the ball into the glove, or you're taking batting practice, or you're taking pitching practice, infield practice. Practice is key when you start grooming, guys. It just is, because you have to learn how to use your tools on top of what we're talking about. It does get very technical after a while. You could be working on a dog where you got to get the job done, and you have to use your clippers here, and you got to pop the blades on real quick and get going, and then again within that, blade gets hot. Now I got to spray the blade down, and throughout all of this, you have to stay connected to the dog. You have to continue what we were talking about in the beginning, handling the dog while doing all this other technical stuff.
Practice really is a pillar to this business. Always be practicing. Practice your brushing and combing. Practice cleaning ears. That's a very important thing to get good at, and it doesn't take very long, so it's a good thing to just sort of know how to do. And think of it like this. Every single dog that you work on, you will build confidence and get better and better at this, is basically what it all comes down to. So confidence and practice, and one hand washes the other with those two.
Yeah. And it may take a while, guys. Everybody learns at a different level. I have seen people pick up this trade real quick, and they learn how to do it in 2 months to 2 to 6 months, and they're doing 2, 3, 4 dogs already. And other people, it takes years. It took me a long time. I did not feel confident till at least like a year or even 2 in. I learned very, very slowly. I'm a slow learner, but the key is, like, don't give up. Don't give up, whether you learn quickly or whether you learn slowly. Don't give up, because if you give up too soon, right, you may be the best dog groomer in the world, and you'll never find that out because you quit too early. So give it enough time. Definitely at least give it a good year before you just say, hey, I don't want to do this. It's not for me. And it very well may not be, but it's such a difficult job that you really do have to learn and educate and give yourself ample time to figure out whether it's for you or not.
And it always helps being around other groomers and talking to people who are doing the same thing that you are doing or trying to do. We said it in the last episode. Go to shows. There's one coming up, Intergroom. If you're in or around the New Jersey area, in Secaucus, May 14th through the 17th, we're going to be there. You can even talk to us if you're in the area and want to attend. Go to grooming shows. It really does something to you. It's a very special environment to be around other people who, and they're not all groomers. Some are just affectionate pet owners and animal lovers, and it just little things like that really help. It shows you that the world you're trying to get into is there, and it's there for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of help around you in this industry, and it's not just dog groomers. There's all types of people there, all types of dog lovers, animal lovers. So, but educate yourself as much as you possibly can. Okay, watch videos, watch our videos. You got YouTube. You have all of this outreach that you could learn as much as you want before you get into this field, and just to make sure it's for you.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. You could also go to our other YouTube channel. It's called Grooming by Rudy. We have a lot of helpful dog grooming tutorials for you over there. Don't forget to check out petedge.com. Use promo code RUDY5. Save $5 off of all orders of $100 or more. Until next time, take care, guys.